So I'm sitting here with you. Our family's back home, back to their regular scheduled programming. No. I hope you've enjoyed the poetry. I don't know if you have or not, but I love poetry. It gets you right in the heart. Anyways, today I just want to talk about an experience a long time ago that I had with Craig. I was about 50 years old, and I believe now, I didn't have the vocabulary then to know, but I believe now I was having an emotional affair with somebody who was in leadership over me. I had given authority over me, unfortunately, probably because I grew up in a cult. I was used to that. I would never do the same again. I would never let anyone but God or my husband have any influence over me. But I was having really, really graphic dreams about this guy, what him and I were doing, and I would wake up in a frantic, state, bawling my head off, woke Craig up, told him about the dream, asked him to pray for me. It happened repeatedly. And it was also like a moth to the fire, honestly. It was like I couldn't, we ran in the same circles, and I couldn't really get away without leaving that circle. One night, I remember I was taking a long soak in the bathtub to try to get my wits together and try to figure out what on earth was going on. And I called Craig in the bathroom, and he sat on the toilet, and I said, honey, I am terrified that I'm going to have an affair with this guy. I just feel drawn. There's so much chemistry, and there's just so much, dopamine and hormones are flailing about. And I said, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And he looked at me. He paused for a minute, because Craig he mulls things over. He paused for a minute, and he said, with the most gentle compassion and love, he said, you wouldn't ever do that to me. You would never hurt me like that. You would never hurt our family or our children or his wife and family and children. I know you. You wouldn't do that. And I just burst into tears, and I was like, I wouldn't. And I had to borrow what he thought of me to get well and to heal and to leave that intoxicating hormonal soup of an emotional affair. And the odd thing was, there was nothing wrong with our marriage. There was no lack. Craig and I can communicate really well. We're honest. We don't wear masks. We take care of, each day we take care of the things that we need to take care of. We don't go to bed angry. We don't have this long pile of, stuff that we carry from day to day. We were in a good spot. We really were. And so it was unexpected, this chemical reaction that I was having with this person. And I realized that he knew how to do it. He had that same, there were a lot of other women who he'd had that experience with. I think he was getting, he was getting off on it, being able to create that dynamic. He was really good at it. And I think he'd hurt a lot of women. He hadn't harmed anybody because he hadn't crossed the line. So technically, his nose was clean, but he was messing with people, I think, to use them. And he was using me too. Ironically, I learned a lot from him in a good way. So it's always both and. It's not either or, right? But after that happened, from then until now, I can see God's hand on that situation, because I always say Craig has shown me the face of God, because he's just so gentle and kind. And I always say His tender-hearted loving kindness knows no bounds. With the girls and I, and with most people. I mean, he is just a kind man. Generous, forgiving, graceful, merciful, thoughtful. He's not perfect, but man, he's easy to live with. But I just think of God doing and feeling much the same way when we make bad choices, we make bad decisions. We don't necessarily always consummate those bad decisions, but even if we do, I think God says that too. I know you. You wouldn't hurt me or yourself or your family or your life like that. And then we get to borrow what he thinks about us. We get to borrow it and hold it close and not let it go and believe it and live and act like we believe it. And I think that changes our life. I really do.